Hey guys, welcome to The Corner, where we talk about anime, manga, and everything in between. And today we are talking about Little Witch Academia episode 19, where we get to discover a little bit more about Diane. So let's get this review started, shall we? Anyways, in this episode, apparently Diana is about to leave Lunar Nova, and actually does in the end. Akko goes out to stop her from doing so. Finding out where Diana lives, all of a sudden Akko ends up going on a journey, meeting up with Andrew in the end and getting rides from him the rest of the way. This becomes a thing where Diana's like, where did you come here type of situation, and she's in this whole family household. Yes guys, this is an episode about Diana and her her family, her lineage of her eldest witch, the ninth witch of the old times type of situation. Yeah, she's actually a descendant of them, which I guess they've actually explained that at some point in time, more than likely. But that's not the point here. They're explaining her lineage, they're doing what they need to do, and they're showing that her aunt is destroying her foundation, so she needs to take over as the head as soon as possible, otherwise she's not going to have anything left. Akko not really understanding what's going on, just trying to get Diana back. She finally learns a little bit more towards the end, and this is when Diana actually starts to explode, and the episode actually ends up ending where they talk about how she's going to be doing the ritual to become the head of the family, and this being very worrisome because of the fact that then she won't be able to go back to Lunar Nova becomes a big deal. I'm actually very curious on how they're going to intertwine this into her going back to Lunar Nova and how things are going to end up, and if Akka's actually going to learn a new word despite all this stuff going on. And I feel that she more than likely is going to learn her sixth word. I think she's on her sixth word, and that's going to be pretty interesting to see and actually go through, because like I said before, I think her next spell relates around history pretty much, and she's learning a lot about the history of, at least Diana's history and the lineage and history in the end, and this could actually push towards her new spell, her sixth spell, and then getting on to the seventh one after that point. So that spell could honestly bring her into the point where she brings Diana back, does what she needs to do, and goes throughout the rest of the time figuring out the seventh spell, which I can see happening, and this has been pretty interesting to see. So I didn't realize Akko felt so close to Diana, but I guess she would, because she likes to be close to everyone, and Diana tells her that she knows about the spells and everything like that, and says that she's the only one that can actually do anything about it, not Diana, who was like, I can't do anything. Akko can revive the wild, I can't. And I think that's what ultimately made her choose to decide to go back to the mansion in the first place, was because Akko is the one that's going to be bringing back magic to the world and opening that final gate. And the other thing I found out throughout this episode is Diana has the last card that Akko never got. And that's a very interesting thing, and the only reason I'm saying that is because that card wasn't any cards I remember from any of her collection that she showed outright in the beginning episode. She showed all of her cards, and none of them looked like the card she had there, and Akko even said she's missing one card. So Diana actually has the last card of Akka's collection as well, and that's a very interesting thought in mind to see what happens when Akko finally finished up her collection, the collection that she always wanted to finish up. Will Diana give her the card that she's always wanted, or what's going to happen there? As it's a pretty interesting thought and prospect that Akko might actually be able to get a card that she never had, but then she's been wanting her since she started collecting. So yeah, it's very interesting. But you guys, it was an enjoyable storyline episode for Diana. I mean, you gotta learn a lot about Diana in this episode, so it was right on track. It was really good. It felt it was a little bit out of the blue on telling about Diana and her stuff, even though they have kind of mentioned that Diana's been having some family problems in the first place. So I guess they had to get that resolved at some point in time anyways. But Anyways, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode, and I hope you guys have enjoyed my review. But until the next time, though, I hope you guys have a great day. And a fun one as well.